January 6th here, longtime friend, Dr. Professor Beth Harris, graduate of the UW, and now professor at Ithaca College in upstate New York, visiting from Ithaca, and she's here having a studio view, and I just uncovered the recently completed mosaic, Multiple Amputee Awaiting Deportation. So I'm going to point out one thing here, which will be of topical interest to you. See this here? This is outside Selma's house. And Selma, as I've mentioned in a couple of other films, was a late artist and activist, and had a whole lot of stuff in and around her house. And her son Reiner gave this to me when I asked about it. I said, this will work well in some future mosaic. And there it is.
So you want my...
Sure, you're response. On the air.
What?
You're on the air. Any extemporaneous feedback? Critical commentary? Whatever you like.
Well, it seems so painful to think about a double amputee waiting to go to the camps.
That's Devora was here when I was working on the drawing around Labor Day weekend, way before the mosaic began, and she said the same thing. It was painful for her when she would think about this woman. I'm just going to interject 2 more seconds here, that based on how she looks in the photograph, I can't imagine that she knew what awaited her.
Yeah, who knows? What is she? What is this?
This is like, it looks like a bowl or a canteen or something. Yeah. She had with a rope around it, and that was roped onto her, around her waist. Yeah.
I mean, how can you prepare?
Maybe it had personal possessions in it. It's all speculative as to what it might have contained.
So in some ways, this is a strange kind of open burial.
Well, that's interesting that you say that. A few other people have said that about the other mosaics, Meg Savlov among them.
Yeah, this one over here I was seeing.
This is the one of Mira Steiner.
A coffin, but the person who's in it is still alive in the photo. And the same here. She's already contained, but she's still alive. It's kind of capturing a moment that we didn't share with her. And so it opens our imagination to enter that that silence that there's been all of these years.
I always, when a handful of other people, Meg among them, have said that they kind of, the mosaic drawing comments make them think of like caskets and so on, which kind of troubles me. But aside from being troubled by it, because I don't think of them that way myself, I will say that so many millions were murdered for whom there was no Kaddish, whether they were Jewish or non-Jewish victims of the Nazis and fascists. There was no memorial, no graveside, no prayers for the dead. It was like all these enormous numbers of people just went up into smoke. So
she's surrounded by the frames that are around her are both kind of polished and earthy. So there's 2 wooden frames. One is around her figure of who she is. She's like inside that. And then one is on the outer edges, and it's kind of nailed together in various ways. And then in between those two frames are stone. So you have kind of wood and stone surrounding her, but the stone isn't random. It's in designs that are colorful and are arranged. And so over here we've got a bird with a little cement eye, and trying to see what this is here. It's like a chain.
It is. It's from an old metal chain and hook given to me by a neighbor when I was in Scotland in 1987, who he said, Akiva, how many people have something that's like 300 years old in their apartment or their houses? And it was from a farmhouse or barn next to where he and his wife live in rural Aberdeenshire, northeast Scotland. So I'm gonna say thank you,
Okay.
and bid you adieu for now, for the film.